Shalom. Shalom, I'm back. Didn't go nowhere. So yes, second part. First part, of course, was about um, the article with Esau, Edom, Amalek, coming up with different laws restricting, social media accounts and things like that. You go check that out. And actually, if you wanted to know where that video was, it was actually off of TikTok too. All right, so we're still, like what I said, the name of the lesson was A Taste of Your Own Medicine. All right. And now, we're looking at how, Esau is CTD, but now let's go into hide. All right. Now I have hide. Let me grab this. This is Job. It's Job 34 and 22. It says, "There is no darkness nor shadow of death where the workers of iniquity may hide themselves." All right, so there's nothing that this devil does in the dark. All right, that he tries to hide himself and all that. It's not gonna work. All right, it's not gonna work. See my videos I done. All right, um, hell. In the NLT it says, "No darkness is thick enough to hide the wicked from his eyes." All right, so everything that Esau Edom is doing, he's going to have to pay for it. All right, so let me get some more. Right now we just racking up on the scriptures. You know, Psalm 64 and 1. It says, prayer for deliverance from secret enemies. It says, I mean, what else? What else? You know, it says, "Hear my voice, O God." It says, "In my prayer," it says, "Preserve my life from fear of the enemy." It says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. They, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not." Right? Again, all these decrees and stuff like that, and all these type of tactics that these devils come up with, traps and snares or whatever they come up with to get our people. All right, and actually succeeding in it. Jails and just offing our people inside jobs and shit. It says, "They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily." It says, "They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search." All right, a diligent search. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search on sin, on how to become the most wicked of the wicked. Right? It says, "Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep." It says, "But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded." All right, and that's talking about destruction. It says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves," which is happening. "All they that see them shall flee away, and all men shall fear, and all shall declare the work of the Most High. For they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord Yahweh, and shall trust in him, and all upright in heart shall glory." All right. In the NLT, let's see. Psalm 64 and 2, it says, "Hide me from the plots of the evil mob, from this gang of wrongdoers." It says, "They sharpen their tongues like swords, and aim their bitter words like arrows." Yeah, they call us all kinds of shit. They shoot from ambush at the innocent, attacking suddenly and fearlessly. It's they encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret. Who will ever notice, they ask. As they plot their crimes, Right? They say we have devised the perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning. It says, but the Most High himself will shoot them with his arrows suddenly striking them down. And that's going to be thermonuclear destruction and the chariots, which you call UFOs, with them laser beams. But the Most High himself will shoot them with his arrows suddenly striking them down. Their own tongues will ruin them, and all who see them will shake their heads in scorn. Then everyone will be afraid. They will proclaim the mighty acts of the Most High and realize all the amazing things he does. The godly will rejoice in the Lord Yahweh and find shelter in him. And those who do what is right will praise him. Right? And it's a beautiful one, man. You know? Beautiful chapter. Alright? Let's go to our next one, though. Get this one in the KJV. This is Proverbs 28 and 24. It says, whoso robbeth his father or mother and saith it is no transgression, the same is the companion of a destroyer. All right, does this man not rob his own people? Like literally, like he fuck his own people over, right? That's why Esau, Edom, you know, Amalek got a problem. They got an inside problem that they're fighting. They fight demons right now. They fight demons. They really trying to go against Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah, and that shit ain't working. So they aggravated. They starting to get real pissed off because they own people coming against them, and they trying to spread their ideology on people. It says, this is Isaiah 29:12. It says, and the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. Okay. Because they can't get this. Let me go to this Isaiah. Matter of fact, no, this is Isaiah 2. It's Isaiah chapter 2. Verse 19. It says, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks. Right, this is when Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah come back. And into the caves of the earth. Right, they dig underneath the ground. You know, they got these bunkers and stuff. For the fear of the Lord Yahweh, and for the glory of his majesty, when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. Alright, in that day man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each of one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats, to go into the clefts of the rocks and into the tops of the ragged rocks for fear of the Lord Yahweh and the glory of his majesty, when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. Seize ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils, for when he is to be of accounted. All right, let's get this in the NLT. Isaiah 2 and 19. When the Lord Yahweh rises to shake the earth, his enemies will crawl into the holes in the ground. They will hide in caves in the rocks from the terror of the Lord Yahweh, the glory of his majesty. On that day of the judgment, they will abandon the gold and silver idols they made for themselves to worship. They will leave their gods to the rodents and bats. Right? It says, while they crawl away into caverns and hide among the jagged rocks and the cliffs, they will try to escape the terror of the Lord Yahweh and the glory of his majesty as he rises to shake the earth. It says, don't put your trust in mere humans, They are as frail as breath. What good are they? All right. That's cold, man. Let me go. Let me go. So Esau Edom, man, you're not getting away with shit. And I had them written, man. Hey, I love these hardcore scriptures. This is why I like to call out the hard. I love these hardcore ones, man. They get on the ass. This is Revelation 6:14, the KJV. It says, "In the heaven departed as a scroll." All right, when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place. All right, thermonuclear destruction is talking about when them ICBM missiles hit some mushroom clouds. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every every free man, hid themselves in their dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. It says, For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? All right, so we done with the hide part, right? Because he's going to try to hide his idols and all the shit that he been doing, and it's too late, man. He's going to try to hide the physical evidence. All these other nations, all right, especially Esau Edom. Speaking on Esau Edom in this subject, and Amalek, right? So let's go. Like what I said, CTD, circling the drain, right? Circling the motherfucking drain. Experience a rapidly worsening situation, apparently leading to failure or disaster. Right, so let me go ahead. Well, let's go through a little bit of archaeology and stuff. All right, so this is the book, the Negro Question Part 3. I got like 2 books in here and stuff like that. Which we gonna get into, but I wanna show y'all a couple of these, a slideshow. All right, and which I got some more photos too. I should have downloaded. All right, so this is in the book. It says Abraham National Museum, Damascus, Syria, showing you that Abraham was a brown skinned or even dark brown skinned man. All right, with woolly hair, white woolly hair. All right, just showing you what Esau Edom doesn't show you. All right, these are all facts. You can look all this up. All right, it says, "Oh Abraham, how could this be?" Mary painting scene. This is a painting that was found in ancient Mesopotamia. It is called the Mary painting scene. The brown-skinned people in the picture are ancient Sumerians. Sumer. Shinar is in your Bible and was located at Tigris Euphrates River, which are dark-skinned people. All right, black man of Sumer or Ur, right? Dark-skinned people. Okay. Elamite, East Indians. That's a picture right there. Dark skin. All right. For further reference, see Genesis 10th chapter and verse 22. Clearly states Elam is the son of Shem. All right. Abraham's father. All right. Because we're about to start talking about, Ashkenaz and all that. Right. Right. And this is another book. Right. Which I believe these photos was in. All right. Now this one, I want to read this because it says, the Europeans know that the ancient Egyptians were black. Why else would National Geographic do a front cover piece called The Black Pharaohs of Egypt? The problem with this generation, and there are many, is that there is a major failure to read books. It's true, right? It says, if you will force yourself to read, you will know that all the peoples of the world, all races have been migrating for the last 6,000 years. In fact, that the proof is in the black community. We are a people that was removed out of our land in 1619 and brought to the Americas and the Caribbeans and captives, prisoners of war. And we have been here ever since. The European barbarians came out of the Caucasus Mountains in the 5th century AD and sacked the Roman Empire and began to dwell in the Roman territories, which happened. And that's why, and they try to say that Japheth is we gonna get into that, because they try to say that Japheth is Ashkenaz, which is white people, which is the so-called fake Jays, but it's not. All right, they're the Polynesians, the Hawaiians. All right, we're gonna get into that. But it says we are the people. It says 1619. It says the European barbarians came out of the Caucasus Mountains in the 5th century AD and sacked the Roman Empire and began to dwell in the Roman territories. The barbarian Angles, Judas and Saxons, modern day Britain, migrated to British Isles. They did not originate there. This is a historical fact now that I have established that in ancient blah, 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 right? So it goes into it. All right, them just facts. All right, say the Canaanites could tell the difference between the black Egyptians and the black Israelites, because even though that word black was put on us, it says black Israelites because they both it says they both have black skin. We don't have black skin. We got dark brown skin or brown skin. It says is there further proof, right? So anyway, right. So now we're looking at all the people. We're looking at different nations that, which basically all nations had dark skin, right? At a point until Esau, Edom, right? When you go to Genesis 25 and 25, or Genesis 25 and 22 and read down, you know, you can see that Esau came out red. But anyway, we gonna see about that. It says siege of Lachish, Assyria, right? It says going into Assyrian captivity. It says this image of the black Hebrew Israelites, all right, we just Hebrew Israelites. The image of the Hebrew Israelites going into Assyrian captivity is unmistakable, right? They are depicted as being black, and with cornrows and nappy braided facial hair. In order to emphasize this more perfectly, I enlarged this image, right? And, you know, so there y'all go, right? Here go another image. This image of the Hebrew Israelite magicians blown up from the pages. Yeah, the timbrels and stuff like that. I ain't put that on here all like that. I ain't want to, you know, put too much. Naphtali, right? This is some more. It says Hebrew captives are driven out of Astartu by Assyrian warriors. Relief from Nimrod. All right. 2 Kings 15th chapter. All right. Now this says the black sons of Ishmael. All right. The Arabs. All right. See real dark skinned people in the background. That's what I see. All right, black Arab with cornrows. Look at that. It says Stone Penel from North Palace of Ashur Banipal. Banipal. It says 64, 645 BC. 645 BC. All right, and like I said, man, you can go look this up all you want. It's in front of your face, though. Elamites. All right, some more East Indians, the nation of present on the Black Pentecost Day of Black Pentecost, right? Because you had Jakes that was amongst them people, all right? That was amongst the Elamites, all right? On the time of Pentecost, you know, you can read that in the book of Acts, all right? It says location. It says modern Iran. This is Iranian. All right, he says Cappadocia is nothing but I can't see that, something in Iranian. It says the location of this people was in ancient Iranian. That's what it says. Ancient Iranian. The location of this people was in ancient Iran. All right. this image was taken from Bethistutan, all right, a village near ancient Babylon, enlarging, right, depicted as a black people. These images represent what I call eyewitness period. Right. Asia. Look at that. Black. All right. Showing you. Oh, you don't believe it? Look at this. You see that Asian? That dude with the hat in the middle? Dark as hell. Dark as hell. Now you see when they start painting their faces. Look at the girl that's painting. Look at the woman that painted her face, right? Now look at the woman to the left of her. And look at the woman to the right of her as well. These were some dark-skinned ass people. All right, so don't let Esau eat them for you. These are Koreans. All right, it says look at the dating of the black Asians, Koreans, and you will notice something that will be consistent throughout this book. All right, it says it appears that this is the year the ancient black people of the world were written out of history. These images are the images of Asians that came to Jerusalem from all over the world on the day of Pentecost. All right, but it's just showing you, even though a lot of our people was, our seed was spread amongst these people. All right, when we was in these different areas. All right, so that's what you have. All right, that's what you got going on. So of course these can be Jakes. Of course these can be Israelites. But I'm showing you as well that these can damn near be they can be heathens as well, because you got to remember, from out of Abraham came these people. All right, so Abraham was a dark-skinned man. All right, we already just seen that. Anyway, it says these decreased to my knowings. Right? They try to say, when I looked it up, they try to say they was a Caucasian people. It says the ancient Cretes are nothing but Minoans, and they are depicted as black race of people by the eyewitness who drew the image. It says the Cretans were a people situated near Greece along the Mediterranean Sea. They were considered part of the sea people, and they all were black people. Okay? Arabia, look. The ancient Arabian dates back to before 200 AD. And if this guy isn't black, who is? See? Abraham, Moses. All right. This is a coin from Vespasian Caesar, victory of Judea. All right, victory over Judea, 70 AD. All right, that's a Negro right there. It says image of with the J's according to the Romans. This is what the J. I mean, yeah, this is what the Israelites look like according to the Romans. All right, so there you go. Okay, I wanted to do that. I also gotta get these images real fast, so give me 2 seconds. So yeah though, man, but y'all see. Okay, so these the photos I wanted. All right. They was kind of wrong on this photo. We'll go into it. All right. Done with that, bro. So when you move on, so look, same people. All right, it says same people, Edomites, Khazars, Romans. All these people are the same. They're Edomites, Amalekites. All right, these motherfuckers are all the same. All right, Israelite, Hebrew, a member of ancient Hebrew nation in the period from Exodus of Babylonian captivity right? And then Khazars, right? Genesis 10 and 2 through 5, right? What is Genesis 10 and 2 through 5? This is the uncomfortable truth, comfortable for me. Now these are the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, right? Japheth is the Hawaiians again. Noah, right, had three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All right, Ham, the Hamites, right, are Africans. Israelites and Edomites come out of Shem. Ishmaelites come out of Shem. Man, uh, uh, Chinese people, East Indians, all that come out of Abraham. Abraham had a lot of sons, right? It says the sons of Japheth, right? These are the sons of Japheth. Gomer and Magog and Madai and Javan and Tubal and Meshach and Tigris. It says, and the sons of Gomer, right? These are the sons of Gomer. Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah, right? Ashkenaz come out of. So how can you be? Let's keep reading. It says, and the sons of Javan, Elisha and Tarshish, and Kittim, and Dodanim. It says, by these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families and their nations. So you can't be Israelite and say you can't be from the seed of Ashkenaz, which is from the seed of basically let me just say this. Basically, you cannot be from the seed of Japheth and from the seed of Shem. It doesn't work like that. You can't be from two men. You can only be from one. And you're from Shem, but you're the Edomites, right? Let's go back to that photo. All right. So, a member of the Turkic people who occupied a large part of southern Russia. So it goes into a little bit of stuff. See, Ham, Africans, Shem. All right, Shem is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, now Japheth, when you go to this, all right, these white people, right, at the bottom of Japheth, all belong on Shem's side. And even that, fuck is that? Look like a fake ass Native American. Look like an Asian though. Look like an Asian, right? He would be on this side, but there is not a so-called white man that's Shem. That's Japheth. Japheth is not a white man. Shem is not a white man. Ham is not a white man. If Noah, if Ham is a very dark man, and if Shem is a dark skinned people, which I just got done showing you, then wouldn't that make Japheth as well a dark skinned person? Like, does that not make sense? But hey, again, they don't know Genesis 25. All right, so right, this is what this devil do: stolen lands, right? Psalms 49. They called their lands after their own names, right? Amerigo Vespucci, Leo Scipio Africanus, right? They name these lands after them. That's what they do. All right, they conquer and take lands. We just read about that. All right, so we're done with the photos, I think. Let's go ahead and read the rest of these precepts and close out. This is Job 11 and 2. All right. It says, should not the multitude of words be answered, and should not a man full of talk be justified? Right. It says, should thy lies make men hold their peace? And when thou mockest, shall no man make thee ashamed? Right? Because when you now you have the people that's asking Esau Edom, hey, what's this about? Hey, Esau Edom, why is it mass shootings? Hey, Esau Edom, why can't I get my medication? Why are we paying taxes to the rich? Why are we giving them money? Why are we doing this? See, why is this happening? Why is there so many homosexuals? The people are complaining. Okay? Your kingdom is falling. Your queendom is falling. You know? And the people have questions. Wait, they're saying, wait, what are you talking about? I'm anti what? How am I anti this? And I was just talking about that. Snipe. He got sniped for questioning. You see what I'm saying? So they don't have they because if they tell if they tell the truth, then they gonna expose themselves, man. It's just as simple as that. This devil gotta lie as long as he can. On the NLT side, Job 11:2, it says, shouldn't someone answer this torrent of words? It's a people prove innocent just by a lot of talking. That's what they do all day. Should I remain silent while you babble on? When you mock the Most High, shouldn't someone make you ashamed? Right? And that's the truth, man. This devil need to be ashamed in who the fuck he is, man. Not our people. Not our people, man. Well, our people, they fucking going off, so our people do need to be ashamed. Our people just need to repent. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all niggas need to repent. My bad, y'all. What was that? Wasn't that Job? Job 11:2 in the GNT, it says, does talking so much make put you in the right? It says, Job, do you think we can't answer you? That your mocking words will leave us speechless? Right? Let's go. Let's move on, man. Let's go to this Proverbs, right? Because these people is complaining. It's Proverbs 29:2 in the KJV. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Right? You all should already know it's the precept to that. Wisdom of Solomon 6:24. But the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world. All right, and a wise king is the upholding of the people. All right, but there is no wise king. We have policies that's bashing the real kings. You know, it says, receive therefore instruction from through my words, and it shall do you good. See, they don't get the instructions from Yahweh Shah. They spiritually discern. They can't even understand this. You know, let's see what this let's see what this says. Was that Wisdom of Solomon? Yes, it was. Wisdom of Solomon 6:24 in the GNT says, no, indeed, the more wise people, the more wise people there are, the safer the world will be. It says a sensible king can be depended on to give his people this kind of security. All right. So, but these people can't because they're against their people. So-called, they never was with you in the beginning. All right, let's just let's just put that on the table. This is Job 13:4, KJV. Let me do it like this. What do I want to read down to? Okay, so we're gonna go into a different ones. So I guess I'll put that back up. Job 13:4. We're gonna read to verse 11. It says, "But ye are forgers of lies; ye are all physicians of no value. Oh, that ye would altogether hold your peace, and it should be your wisdom." Right? And it would be your wisdom that you would think you will hold your peace, because you damn devils, man, y'all just keep, the more y'all say things, the more y'all get exposed, essentially. But y'all just make new things, keep running y'all mouths and stuff, saying nobody can see us, nobody can touch us. But that's not true. All right? Let's read verse 4 again. It says, "But ye are forgers of lies," right? Anyway, verse 6, it says, "Hear now my reasoning, and hearken to the pleading of my lips." Matter of fact, I'll start back at 4. It says, "But ye are forgers of lies, ye are physicians of no value. Oh, that ye would altogether hold your peace, and it should be your wisdom. Hear now my reasoning, and hearken to the pleadings of my lips. Will ye speak wickedly for the Most High, and talk deceitfully for him?" Right? Because they say America and God we trust. That's some bullshit. America trusts on a foreign nation. They trust, well, really, really, they just, the regular Edomites is just, messing around with the Amalekites, and Amalek ain't sharing his riches. That's all that is. Your cousin ain't sharing riches. It says, "Will ye accept his person? Will ye contend for the Most High? It is good that that he should search you out, or as one man mocketh another, do you so mock him? He will surely reprove you if you do secretly accept persons." It says, "Shall not his excellency make you afraid, and his dread fall upon you?" But these heathens, they don't know nothing about this. On the NLT side, it says, "I know," verse Job 13:2, it says, "I know as much as you do, you are no better than I am." It says, "As for me," right? It says, "As for me, I will speak directly to the Almighty. I want to argue my case with the Most High Himself." It says, as for you, you swear me with lies. As physicians, you are worthless quacks. If only you could be silent, that's the wisest thing you could do. But Esau, he's not going to be silent. It says, "Listen to my charge. Pay attention to my arguments. Are you defending the Most High with lies? Do you make your dishonest arguments for his sake?" It says, "Will you slant your testimony in his favor? Will you argue the Most High's case for him? What will happen when he finds out you are doing?" All right, what you are doing. Can you fool him as easily as you fool people? Right? Can you fool him as easily as you fool every other nation? It says, "So you know," it says, "know you will be in trouble with him if you secretly slant your testimony in his favor." It says, "Doesn't his majesty terrify you?" Right? And I also had this in the GNT, y'all. I know. Y'all probably like, "Goddamn." Y'all probably like, "God damn. What you doing, brother?" But my bad, man. Sometimes I can get carried away. In a good way, I guess. This is Job. Where you at, Job? Oh, snap. 13 and 2. Well, 4. It says, "You cover up your ignorance with lies. You are like doctors who can't heal anybody." This is a fucking pointless ass government, a pointless ass kingdom. Say nothing and someone may think you are wise. Facts. Listen while I state my case. Why are you lying? Do you think your lies will benefit the Most High? Are you trying to defend him? Are you going to argue his case in court? If the Most High looks at you closely, will he find anything good? The answer is no. It says, do you think you can fool the Most High the way you fool others, even though the prejudice is hidden? He will reprimand you, right? It says, and his power will fill you with terror, right? Prejudice. It says, even though your prejudice is hidden. Prejudice, brother. Prejudice. Aren't they not prejudiced against the Israelites? Are they not prejudiced? It is not letting me type in that word. Here we go. Prejudice. An irrational attitude or hostility directed against an individual, a group, which is the Israelites, a race, which is the Israelites, or their supposed characteristics of the Israelites. And number 2, it says, an adverse opinion or leaning form without just grounds or before sufficient knowledge. Yeah, that's what they do a lot of times. You're black, you're a nigger, fuck off. You know, like one of those. They just fuck off. It's like one of those. That's how they be. Preconceived judgment or opinion, right? But they don't know. They don't know. Boy, right? So we done with that. Let's go to our next scripture. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. All right? So they're going to keep doing it, man. Psalms 40:4 says, blessed is that man that maketh the Lord Yahweh his trust, and respecteth not the proud, nor such as turn up aside to lies. All right? Don't be turning aside to Esau lies. You're going to be like, man, you go ahead and take that MOTB. Don't you take it. I'm going to get this in the NLT as well. But it's cool. I'll get it right here. It says, I will set no wicked thing. This is Psalms 101:3. It says, I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave to me. A froward heart shall depart from me. I will not know a wicked person. Whoso previously slander his neighbor, him will I cut off. Him that have an high look and a proud heart, which is Esau Edom, will not I suffer. Mine eyes shall be upon the faithful of the land, that they may dwell with me. He that walketh in a perfect way, he shall serve me. He that worketh deceit shall not dwell within my house. He that telleth lies shall not tarry in my sight. I will airily destroy all the wicked of the land, that I may cut off all wicked doers from the city of the Lord Yahweh. Right, in the NLT, Psalms 101:3, it says, I will refuse to look at anything vile and vulgar. I hate all who deal crookedly. I will have nothing to do with them. Alright, Esau, man, it's a wrap for your ass. I will reject perverse ideas and stay away from every evil. I will not tolerate people who slander their neighbors. I will not endure conceit and pride. I will search for faithful people to be my companions. All right, the prophets, only those who are above reproach will be allowed to serve me. I will not allow deceivers to serve in my house, and liars will not stay in my presence. My daily task will be to ferret out the wicked. All right, and see why your daily task is task of this. Right, you get a taste of your own fucking medicine, nigga. That's why this lesson is called Taste of Your Own Medicine. All right, while you got this shit going on, right? All this, all why your wicked ass got all this going on, right? Right? This is Psalms 101 in the NLT in verse 7. I will not allow deceivers to serve in my house, and liars will not stay in my presence. So how the fuck are you gonna be able to have any type of rulership when Yahweh Shem Yahushua come back? It's gonna be a wrap for you. He says, my daily task will be to ferret out the wicked and free the city of the Lord from their grip. All right, while you trying to do what you trying to do, the Lord doing what He doing. All right. Anyway. Let's get this. Let's get this Proverbs. Proverbs 29:12. If a ruler hearken to lies, as all his servants are wicked. All right. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. All right. If the president is listening to liars, that means his politicians, the people that's around him, is wicked. Simple as that, buddy. Simple as motherfucking that. Well, I got an update going on. Anyway, moving on. It's Isaiah 59:3. It says, for your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, your tongue have muttered perverseness. None calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity, and speak lies. They conceive mischief, and bring forth iniquity. They hatch cockatrice eggs, and weave the spider's web. He that eateth of their eggs dieth, and that which is crushed breaketh out into a viper. Their webs shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity, and the act of violence is in their hands. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity, wasting and destruction are in their paths. That's deep, man. It says the way of peace they know not, and there is no judgment in their doings. They made them crooked paths. Whatsoever goeth therein shall not know peace. And that's the truth, man. If you want to be a part of the politics and voting and being a part of everything that they got going on, all right, and just the things that they got, man, the things that they do, the conquering, all that shit, man, by deceit. All right, I'm gonna get this in the NLT. I don't got it in the NLT. I'm gonna get it. Isaiah 59:3. It says, your hands are the hands of murderers, and your fingers are filthy with sin. Your lips are full of lies, and your mouth spews corruption. Damn. This might be one of my new good ones, man. No one cares about being fair and honest. The people's lawsuits are based on lies, and that's true. They conceive evil deeds and then give birth to sin. They hatch deadly snakes and weave spiders' webs. Whoever falls into their webs will die, and their danger even in getting near them. All right, especially inside that system, man, inside that jail system, court system and shit. Their webs can't be made into clothing, and nothing they do is productive. All their activity is filled with sin. That's what they practice. And violence is in their trademark. Their feet run to do evil, and they rush to commit murder. They think only about sinning, misery and destruction always following them. It says they don't know where to find peace or what it means to be just and good. They have mapped out crooked paths, and no one who follows them knows a moment's peace. That's what happens if you follow the world, or Esau, Edom. Now you know why your ass gonna be destroyed if you follow Esau, Edom, as well. Couple more. This is Psalms 36:1. A psalm of David, David, the servant of the Lord. Yahweh, the transgression of the wicked saith within my heart that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes, for he flattereth himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise and to do good. He deviseth mischief upon his bed. He setteth himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. Okay. Let me get verse 11. It says, let not the foot of the pride come against me, and let not the hand of the wicked remove me. It says, there are workers of iniquity fallen. They are cast down and shall not be able to rise. Okay, let's get this. This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah 14:5. Where I wanted to go to. It says, the Lord Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked. This is after, they come down. They be brought down. And the scepter of the rulers he smote. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. That's how we gonna be, man. It says, ye of the trees, rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feather is come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee. At thy coming, it stirreth up the dead for thee, even at the chief ones of the earth. They have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations, and they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like us? All right, and that's what's happening to America right now. All right, that's what's happening to America right now. It says, they pomp is brought down to the grave in the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. All right, because ain't no music, ain't no cheering, and happy America ain't no more. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? Talking about Esau, Edom, son of the morning. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? And that's how, and he did weaken the nations. Right? It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. This is how he thinks. This is how Esau, Edom thinks. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. You see? Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Bitch. One of those. It's like you want to say bitch after that, because Esau is a bitch. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth of tremble, that did shake the kingdoms? Because that's how we gonna be looking at them fake J's. We're gonna be like, is that the people? Like, is this the love? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way, dude. So I got 2 more scriptures and I'm gonna close. This is Revelation 14. I'm going to start at 4. Revelation 14:4, it says, these are they which are not defiled with women. Talking about different philosophies and ideologies. All right, for they are virgins. That's meaning pure. Right? No, nothing, no different ideologies with this pure doctrine, with this 100% truth. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High, unto the Lamb. It says, and their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne. It says, and I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel, to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and unto the Israelites, and to every nation and kindred, and every tongue, and every people, saying with a loud voice, fear the Most High, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth, because every knee gonna have to bow. We know that when Yahweh Shem Shah come back, and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters, and there, right, of all the people, right. It says verse 8, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all the nations drink of the wine of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, right, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of indignation, which is World War III. Right? And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, right, them ICBM missiles and chariots, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai. Right? And this is my last scripture. You know I gotta go out with a bang. I'm probably just gonna get it in the NLT, to be honest. It's Job, the 20th chapter. And I'm gonna start at 3. It says, I had to endure your insults, but now my spirit prompts me to reply. Do you realize that from the beginning of time, ever since people were first placed on earth, the triumph of the wicked has been short-lived, and the joy of the godless had been only temporary. It says, though the pride of the godless reaches to the heavens, and their heads touch the clouds, yet they will vanish forever, thrown away like their own dung. Those who knew them will ask, where are they? It says, they will fade like a dream and not be found. They will vanish like a vision in the night. Those who once saw them, these Edomites and these Amalekites, right, these fake Jays, those who saw them will see them no more. Their families will never see them again. Their children will beg from the poor, for they must give back their stolen riches. Okay. And this, right before I continue this and end it, we still got to go to, right, because I had typed in, let me see. I typed in this. I put in Polynesian people, different races, and it put in Hawaiian, Samoan, Tonga, right? So it gave me these right here, and these are Japhites, right? These are Japhetic people, all right? Polynesians, Hawaiians, Tongas, or what did it say? Tongans, all right? Maoris, all right? Maoris, all right? Samoans, okay? Not no fucking Edomites, man. Edomites, man, y'all gotta stop. All right, this is a Polynesian or a Japhite. This is a Japhite. You can tell this is a Japhite, right? It's that nose. Look at the nose. It's their nose. You can tell by their nose, right? You can tell by their nose. Their nose, their eyes. It's like their eyes be like super like animated and shit. See? These are Japhetic people. These are the people that they pushed from out of Greece. As a matter of fact, I don't want to leave that point out. I want to read this about the Japhetic people. I meant to take a screenshot of it, but I'm just going to read it. Not a screenshot, but an actual picture. And I got this from Bishop Taz in Bridgeport, Connecticut, during a lesson or a camp lesson they was doing. It says, seed of Japheth, the Hawaiians and Polynesians. The seed of Japheth was displaced by Esau, Edom, when you look it up, it says the original inhabitants of that land. There was a group of people named the Pelatians. I think it was Pelatians. He says the Pelatians were displaced, or the Pelatians were displaced by Esau Edom. This was during the time of the Persians. That's when Hanan was trying to hang the Israelites on these gallows back then. It says Hanan was a Agagite, which is an Amalekite, Esau Edom. It says so they got a high position in Persia Empire, in the Persian Empire that was in those areas of the Europe, Asia, which Europe sits in Asia. It says where the seed of Japheth dwelt. Japheth, all right, was there. Elam was there in these lands. Then it was known as the Indo-Persian Empire. Japheth and Elam ruled together, but Elam became the more dominant. The Persians became more dominant. So Edom was planning to get those lands before and after that time, because that the Greek Empire comes, because then the Greek Empire comes about, right? It says so the Agagites, aka Amalek, got his foothold in those lands and took over and displaced the Japhetic people. Indo-Europeans are Edomites. Okay, so there you go. Let's go back to the scripture and close out. So Job 20 and what was we? 10. Their children will beg from the poor, for they must give back their stolen riches. All right, and they're going to. It says though they are young, their bones will lie in the dust, and these other nations gonna have a ball with y'all. It says they enjoyed the sweet taste of wickedness, letting it melt under their tongue. They savored it, holding it long in their mouths, but suddenly the food in their bellies turned sour. A poisonous venom in their stomach. They will vomit the wealth they swallowed. The Most High the Most High want them, won't let them keep it down. All right, they're gonna have to throw all that up. It says they will suck the poison of Corbrus. The viper will kill them. They will never again enjoy streams of olive oil, or rivers, right, of milk and honey. They will give back everything they work for. They will their wealth will bring them no joy, for they oppressed the poor and they left them destitute. They foreclosed on their homes. And this is what they're still doing. They were always greedy and never satisfied. Nothing remains of all things they dreamed about. Nothing is left after they finish gorging themselves. Therefore, prosperity will not endure. It says, in the midst of plenty, they will run into trouble and be overcome by misery. May the Most High give them a belly of trouble. May the Most High rain down his anger upon them. When they try to escape an iron weapon, a bronze-tipped arrow will pierce them. Some ICBM missiles. The arrow is polluted from their back, and the arrow's head glistens with blood. The terrors of death are upon them. Their treasures will be thrown into the deepest, darkest. Damn. A wildfire will devour their goals, consuming all they have left. The heavens will reveal their guilt. That's what's happening now. And the earth will testify against them. It's starting to happen more and more. A flood will sweep away their house. The Most High's anger will descend on them in torments. That's World War III. This is the reward that the Most High gives the wicked. It is the inheritance decreed by the Most High, Yahweh. All right. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kakodash. And like what I said, this devil lied about some things, all right? So he's going to get a taste of his own medicine. Okay, and let's go back over the phrase, right? It says, a taste of your own medicine, experiencing the same unpleasant treatment or negative consequences that you have inflicted on others, right? And then, we went over the image, that white image of the of this guy named Jesus. We went to circling the dream scriptures. We went to how he's going to try to hide. All right. We went into who he is and like how he treats people in that Habakkuk, right? And we went to the chart. Did we go to the chart of his lineage, right? Of the Ashkenaz, right? Let's go to. All right. Let's just go to this right quick. All right. So Abraham to Yahushua lineage. All right. So you got Abraham. Right. He had his wives. Sarah begat. Sarah ended up having Abraham's son Isaac, and then Rebecca had Jacob and Esau. Okay, there you go, Jacob and Esau. All right, then of course out of Jacob, which became Israel, he had his 12 sons. All right, these are the mothers. I don't know why they put the mothers instead of the tribes, but yeah. Okay, that was an ass fucking chart, but just to show you. All right.